Hey guys, I'm Tom Core, and in this clip I'm going to be showing you how to replace the EVA Floaters on your Duotone Click Bar. So before you open up your Click Bar, the first thing you need to always do is make sure that the system is totally depowered. To do this, you want to apply some pressure to the back lines and you want to press the push button until it won't go any further. The red tab needs to be at the depower side. So the first step is to replace the left cover. Go to the end of the bar, take your Allen key, see the two small screws at the end of the bar, undo both of those. They're only short screws, so they should come off nice and quickly. The left cover slips right off the end of the bar and shows you the leader lines that then run through the center of the click bar. The next step is to undo the winding mechanism. To do this, you want to turn the mechanism 90 degrees, hold it with two fingers, and that gives you access to the two Allen key screws that are on the end of the bar. You want to undo these two screws to release the mechanism and take off the right cover. Make sure you don't lose the screws, keep them safe, and do this procedure in a clean and dry place. Once you've undone those two screws, the whole winding mechanism should pull out the end of the bar. This gives you access to the internal workings of your click bar. Pull that out, and then the next step is to push the EVA floaters to one side, which will disconnect them from the bar. Apply gentle pressure, and they should just push right off. Once you've disconnected both the EVA floaters, lay the bar out in front of you like this, so you have a clear vision of all the lines. So next up is to undo the spooling mechanism that holds both lines inside the bar. The spooling mechanism is on the inside of the right cover. And to undo it, use your Allen key, insert it into the center screw, and take it completely out. Once you've undone that screw, the whole mechanism should fall apart. You've got the push button and spring, the right cover and winder, and then the spooling mechanism comes apart. And you can lay all of those parts out, allowing you access to where the lines connect to the spooling mechanism. You want to take both lines off the spooling mechanism and take the spooling mechanism completely apart. Make sure you lay all the parts out so you know where they are and you don't lose anything whilst you're doing this. Okay, so once the bar is completely apart and the leader lines are free, you're ready to slide the old EVA floater off the line. Then you get your new EVA floater, and this is where the guiding tool comes in. You thread the guiding tool up through the center of the EVA floater till it comes out the end. You then connect the guiding tool to the end of the leader line and simply pull it back down through the center of the EVA floater. Disconnect the guiding tool, place it in front of the bar, and that's ready to go. Next step is to connect the guiding tool to the end of the left leader line. You want to connect the guiding tool before you pull it through the bar, and make sure you don't pull it too far, otherwise it will be very difficult to rethread the line after the procedure is done. You pull the left leader line through the bar, making sure that the guiding tool is clear from obstruction. Disconnect the guiding tool once it's out the other side of the bar, and then unthread the left EVA floater, ready to be replaced by your new one. Then, without pulling the guiding tool through the bar completely, you want to thread the guiding tool up the center of the left EVA floater and connect your left leader line to the guiding tool. Pull it back through the floater and then through the center of the bar. And you can see the line going back through the center of the bar on the power display. Once the end of the leader line is out at the other end of the bar, you're ready to start reassembling the spooling mechanism. To reassemble the winding mechanism, you take the split spool screw first, place it on the desk. Then you take the first part of the winding mechanism and slide it down over the top of the split spool screw. Once you've done that, you're ready to attach your first line. So take the right leader line, the line that's not running through the center of the bar, and pull the line down over the split spool screw so that it fits into the side of one of the notches on the first part of the winding mechanism. If you have trouble doing this, you can use the end of your Allen key to get it nicely in place. The line should slide down right to the bottom of the split spool screw so that it's coming out of the side of one of the notches. Then the next stage is to take the black washer, noting that there are notches and also recesses on each side. You want to insert the washer over the top of the first part of the split spool and then push it down to fill the gaps in the first part of the split spool screw. Make sure that one of the extrusions is filling up the gap in the first part of the winding mechanism on the opposite side to the leader line. So rotate the winding mechanism and put the left leader line on the opposite side to the right leader line, filling up the remaining gap in the first part of the winding mechanism. Once both lines are in place, at this stage it should look like this. So next up is the third part of the mechanism. You'll notice that there are two curved recesses. These correspond with the curved center part of the spooling mechanism. So screw the third part onto the top of the split spool screw, and once the recesses line up with the extrusions on the center part of the spooling mechanism, you can then tighten further using the Allen key from the opposite side. Once you're confident that everything in the mechanism is in the right place and the lines are coming out from the opposite sides, and you've also taken special care not to damage any of the lines when reinstalling them, you can then tighten the mechanism further by inserting the mechanism into the back of the winding post, using your Allen key and twisting it finger tight. Alright, so now that the mechanism is partially reassembled, you take your EVA floaters and clip them back into place. Once your EVA floaters are in place, now's a good time to run a final check to make sure everything's running smoothly inside the bar and that you can see the red marker moving up and down inside the power display. Also, check the other leader line to make sure that it's running smoothly through the EVA floater. You're then ready to put the left cover back on. Now here you need to pay special attention to the leader line that runs through the end of the bar, and you want to make sure that the leader line is running between the two screw posts that the left cover slots into. The left cover can only go on one way round, so you can't get that too wrong. And you just slot the left cover into place and then redo up the two screws that hold it in place. There we go, so left cover's on. Now you're ready to completely reassemble the winding mechanism. So before attaching the winding mechanism fully, have one more check to see if the lines are cleanly attached inside the winding mechanism, and then you want to reinsert the winding mechanism inside the back of the left cover, and then take your push button and spring and screw that back in to the center of the mechanism. So before fully inserting the winding mechanism, you want to make sure there are no twists in the lines and that the right leader line is running up the right side of the bar and the left leader line is running through the center of the bar cleanly to the left side. Once you're happy with that, then you're ready to insert the winding mechanism. Now, if the winding mechanism doesn't fit inside the end of the bar, then it probably means that the right cover is orientated the wrong way round. So if that's the case, then instead of rotating the whole winding mechanism, you want to push the push button and rotate just the right cover so that it's orientated correctly to fit into the end of the bar. It will only fit in one way due to the notch at the top of the mechanism. So once you're at that stage, pull the slack from the leader lines to make sure that the winding mechanism fits correctly, and then you're ready to reinsert the final screws. Again, you have to rotate the winding mechanism 90 degrees to gain access to the screw holes, reinsert the screws, and do them up finger tight. Right, now that that's done, run one final check on the mechanism just to make sure that the power is working well. You can see everything running smoothly in the center of the bar and the D power is operating perfectly. There you go. That is how you freshen up your click bar with some new EVA floaters. You can find the spare parts for all of our Duotone products at your local dealer, your nearest shop, or online on our website.